He's here with the latest. Tim.
So here it is, Michael and Carol. The roads bill has passed and South Carolina gas tax will soon be going up. The first 2-cent increase will happen July 1st, taking us from 16.75 cents a gallon up to 18.75. Then the 2-cent increases will continue through the year 2022 until the state gas tax hits 28.75 cents a gallon. That is a 72% increase from where we are right now. Today's vote to override Governor Henry McMaster's veto of the roads bill was more than just an effort to fix South Carolina roads. It was also a chance to push back against some of the governor's claims that the state already has enough money to repair roads and lawmakers should borrow up to $1 billion.
Don't forget that when he went and asked the Trump administration for $5 billion, he was asking the federal government to borrow that and have the entire United States pay for our roads. I have a problem with that.
The House voted 95-18 to override the governor's veto. Later, the Senate followed suit with a vote of 32-12. With today's overrides, this bill will become law very soon. Again, the first gas tax hike takes effect July 1st. Carol?
Tim, thanks. Live look here from our Lake Hartwell and Woodruff Road sky cams, and it is warm outside.
Oh, yeah, a little bit hazy, too. Chief Meteorologist John Sesrich does this summertime in May last a while. What do you say?
It looks like it for at least another day, I would say, Michael and Carol. And then after that, we start to lower the temperatures a little bit because of our storm system arriving. But that's not until later this week and into the early part of the weekend. All right, so if you're heading out this evening downtown Greenville, just beautiful weather. Look at this. Still in the 80s through most of the evening, cooling down to 77 degrees with clear skies at 10 o'clock this evening. In the downtown Asheville, same story, dry conditions with pleasant temperatures. Same story downtown Spartanburg, clear skies, cooling down to 73 degrees at 10 o'clock this evening. And in Anderson, clear skies and gradually cooling from 83 degrees at 7 o'clock this evening to 75 degrees. Very pleasant at 10 o'clock tonight. Nice and dry across the area. Then we wait for our next storm system to arrive. Now back to you, Carol.
Thank you, John. A 10-year-old is recovering tonight after he was hit by shotgun blast pellets last night. Authorities say the boy was riding in the back of his father's truck in the area around Craft and Evans Streets in Gaffney. Deputies say Alan Williams Jr. fired a shot at the truck and then ran into the woods. He stands accused of attempted murder. Deputies say witnesses told them Williams noticed a truck driving by several times and had put bricks in the road to try to stop the truck.
It was like a rat shot, and it just, when you shoot them, they expand out, and that's how Caleb got all of this into his body. And you know, it's just not right. You're not safe in your own neighborhood.
The pellets hit the truck as well. The sheriff says Caleb is expected to fully recover from his injuries.
In Spartanburg, the police are investigating a break-in involving a knife and a pitchfork. Police say a woman was armed with that pitchfork when she broke into a home. Police say she told them she thought she heard a sexual assault happening and wanted to stop it. Well, police say a man and his sister were inside the home there on South Center Street. The pair say the home was quiet before the woman broke in. Officers say when they got there, the man had been wounded by the pitchfork and the intruding woman had been stabbed several times by the man inside the home. No word on any charges so far.
The man accused of firing shots inside the Yanfeng automotive plant Friday morning waived his hearing in federal court this morning. 2 people were injured. Yesterday, a judge denied bond for Butler on a state level. Butler plans to appeal that decision. On the state level, he is charged with attempted murder and presenting a firearm. On the federal level, possession of a deadly weapon by a convicted felon.
We expect that later all of the facts will come out and it will show that it is not as how it's been currently reported, that Mr. Butler was not the only actor in this situation.
David Butler's attorney says his client decided to turn himself in at the urging of his wife and family.
A woman tonight stands accused of biting an adoption center employee and stealing a dog from a PetSmart store. 40-year-old Rebecca Mandup faces several charges. They include assault, mistreating an animal, and larceny. Police say Mandup tried to steal the dog at the PetSmart on Woodruff Road yesterday. Police say an adoption center employee saw her leave the store with the dog, then throw the dog to the ground. Officers say that employee decided to take her to the ground and hold her until the police got there, and that's when the police say Mandup bit that employee.
To state of addiction now, an ever-worsening epidemic, but there is hope. WYFF News 4's Allie Miles speaks with the National Sheriff's Association about opioids and synthetic opioids and what needs to be done to curb the situation.
Cocaine in the 80s, methamphetamine in the 90s and early 2000s, now opioids and synthetic opioids. The war on drugs has been around since the 1970s, but which drug has changed and continues to change? And that's according to the executive director of the National Sheriff's Association. He says the misuse of opioids and the creation of synthetic opioids is their biggest drug battle yet, and it's hard to fight it. Jonathan Thompson believes carrying naloxone can save lives in the moment, but believes a national education campaign is needed to slow the addiction rate.
We need to talk to people far upstream of their existing addiction. We need to talk to them back in grade school and even earlier about the effects of opioids, the effects of drug addictions, and the countless costs, not just to the individual, but to the families and the communities that surround them.
Thompson says he also believes that by securing the border, that will help eliminate the supply. Allie Miles, WYFF News 4 in Greenville.
And the Drug Enforcement Administration says it collected a record amount of unwanted prescription medication during that National Drug Take-Back Day last month. The event brought in more than 900,000 pounds of unused or expired medication that otherwise might have ended up in the wrong hands. Georgia contributed more than 9,600 pounds on the day. South Carolina more than 7,400 pounds, and in North Carolina more than 26,000 pounds. The DEA says the event is a major stopgap in preventing prescription drug abuse that afflicts millions of Americans now.
A warning tonight for everyone after a North Carolina woman lost thousands of dollars in a scam. Maureen Anderson says she was preparing to close on a condo in Florida. She got an email from the closing attorney asking her to send her payment more quickly. That was followed by another email from her real estate agent confirming the address and the amount she owed. Anderson says the email looked legitimate, so she wired more than $40,000 to a bank in Ohio. But it was a scam.
You know, I've worked as a nurse for 42 years. And that's my life savings. And I thought we were buying a place where our kids and our grandkids could, have a vacation place. If it doesn't come back and we don't get it, that'll be fine. We'll be fine. But it's just the idea that I made a mistake and that in 5 minutes, the work of 42 years could be gone.
Just last week, the FBI released a public service announcement warning about this type of scam. They're calling BECs, or business email compromises. Investigators say the sophisticated scam targets businesses that wire money on a regular basis. Bank officials in Ohio were able to freeze the account. Right now, Anderson is still waiting to get her money back.
It's just a good friends, camaraderie. And, tournaments like this are real special, because of the military.
Straight ahead, a day on the lake with a common bond. The honor in all this is no fish story.
And later, getting Interstate 85 in Atlanta reopened after fire took it down. It's way ahead of schedule.
Well, the total pollen count continues to increase. Look at this now. Trees, grasses, and mold all in the high category now, and weeds remain low. I'll be back a little bit later on.
Live local breaking news with Michael Cogdill, Carol Goldsmith, weather with Chief Meteorologist